Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and it's Sunday, so you all know what that means. It's time for Horrific Venoms, Alphabet of Doom. Now, this is the collaborative series I do with my very good friend Eric, Last Venom 76. He does part 1, which is picking a martial arts masterpiece. I take care of part 2, which is a horror recommendation. This week's letter is D. And D stands for Death Ship. Now, Death Ship is a 1980 film which runs approximately 94 minutes and is directed by Alan Rakoff. Now, he did the movie Dirty Tricks, King Solomon's Treasure, and City on Fire. Now, this stars the late great George Kennedy as Captain Ashland. Unfortunately, he passed away on February 28th, 2016 at the age of 71. He was in the movies Brain Dead, The Terror Within, Nightmare at Noon, which I actually reviewed not that long ago. Kind of enjoyed it. Creepshow 2, where he was in the segment Old Chief Woodenhead, and probably my favorite performance of him, in a horror movie anyway, Just Before Dawn. This also stars Richard Crenna as Trevor Marshall. Unfortunately, he passed away on January the 17th of 2003 at the age of 76. Now, he was in Leviathan, The Evil, and of course, probably one of his major roles was Colonel Troutman from First Blood, parts 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, those were all awesome movies. It also stars Nick Minusco as Nick. He was in Under Siege 1 and 2, The Return, The Entity, and Night of Terror. And Sally Ann Hose as Margaret Marshall. She was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Paint Your Wagon with Clint Eastwood. Now, this cost 4.5 million Canadian dollars to make and grossed in the USA about 1.75 million. So it took a bit of a loss. Some other interesting things about the film. Producers Sandy Howard and Howard Greenberg, their other 1980 film that they produced was Terror Train, which is, of course, is one of my favorites. And this is the first film with Sally Ann Howes. She seemed very familiar to me. I think she'd been in quite a few over the years. She definitely had that recognizable face. Now, this is the second appearance in consecutive years for George Kennedy playing a captain. He also played Captain Joe Petroni in Concorde Airport 79. And the setting was supposed to be in the Caribbean Sea, but was filmed in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, a brief synopsis. In the beginning, they are all on a cruise ship. I believe it's present day, 1980, of course. You're kind of led to believe that George Kennedy's character is stepping down after this cruise. Not really sure why. You do find out later on in the film. And of course, he's being replaced by Richard Crenna as the captain. The ship ends up having problems and going down, and there's a few people on basically a lifeboat, which consists of Richard Crenna, his wife, Sally Ann Howes plays his wife. There are 2 kids, Nick Minusco, George Kennedy, and I believe there was one other guy there, 1 or 2 other people. Now, a big tanker ship crosses their path, and they climb aboard to be rescued. But they find out the ship is really old and rickety, and they start finding out some of the history behind the ship as weird things start happening on board. And I'm going to pretty much leave it there. This is a fun film. It is a slow burn for people who don't like slow burns. You may not like this one, but I happen to really enjoy it. I've watched this several times over the years, and this is one that gets better for me every time I watch it. The acting is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The effects they're decent. I mean, it's a product of its time. It's 1980. And I like the premise of the film. Yeah, this is definitely a fun one. I definitely recommend this. If you can find it. It just got re-released by Code Red with a slip. This is the old one that I've had for a while. But, yeah, this also has I always like to show this kind of stuff. It has a reversible slip. I don't know if you guys can see that. Actually, I'll pull it out. Why not? I always think the reversible slips are pretty cool, but yeah, that's the reversible slip. Of course, I like the other one a little bit better, but yeah. But I definitely recommend this one. It is a fun ghost story. It's a big budget ghost story, especially for that time period. It's a shame it didn't do a little bit better. Maybe we would have more of films like this, but it is what it is. So definitely check out part 1, which is my good friend Eric is going to give you a Kung Fu masterpiece. Thank you for watching Horrific Venoms, Alphabet of Doom. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time.